Hello everyone, welcome to week 10. It's April 5th, 2020. This is our third week of online learning, so things are going well. A little bit of a drop off this week. We've had a few people that had completed the first week's assignment haven't gotten to the second week's yet, so if you are doing it, just make sure you're sending me that screenshot. I need to, that's my only way to verify that you guys are getting through these assignments. So just need to make sure that's happening. Hopefully everybody's staying safe and healthy. A few different things came out this week recommending everybody wear face masks now, which is a little strange seeing, stuff we had seen on the news. It's out in our streets now, stores. So it's a little different. Another thing in the news was the president of EB himself has come down with COVID-19, allegedly just experiencing mild symptoms, but it's affecting everybody out there right now. So get safe and healthy, following the recommendations, social distancing, minimum time out in public. So just try to do all that and we'll get through this in a few weeks. So it just seems like they keep saying 2 more weeks, but the beginning people weren't doing what they were supposed to do. So again, that's the important part. So hopefully all you guys are following those rules and staying safe. So Rhode Island's had a pretty big crackdown. One of my coworkers had to go through a National Guard checkpoint to get to work the other day. They're put them on some of the major highways, and I guess they have rotating random ones. They'll pull over anybody with an out-of-state plate. So they've given us letters from work saying that we have a reason to be there. So they weren't too impressed with that. I guess they took his cell phone number and just making sure that people aren't going through. And they actually, story of the news in Rhode Island was 3 guys from Massachusetts got arrested for going to play golf in Rhode Island. So they're taking this stuff very seriously in Rhode Island, and which they should be. People traveling around again and not causing the spread of it. Some positive news. In Connecticut, they said eastern Connecticut, our area probably won't be hit as hard. Not a lot of public transportation, and our just population densities are a lot lower, and it hadn't hit our area that severely yet before all this social distancing recommendations started. So I think that's helping us out. So another couple weeks or a month or so, we'll hopefully transitioning back to normal. So with this week's assignments, I've got something a little bit different. Well, we're going to have one Haas video to follow, and with that, I've created a video at work. I think I might have mentioned it, but I put together some little clips of a part that we're doing that's related to the COVID-19 crisis. So it's a lung surgical tool, a tube that we make for it. So it's going to follow it right through from a little bit of design in SolidWorks, and then different machining processes. I've got that one all put together, sent it to my bosses. They've approved it to release. So not really going to be anything to grade on that, but I just want you guys to kind of take a look at that one and see how all this stuff comes together that you're learning. I know you don't always see it all, with the different classes that are required between the SolidWorks, the quality classes, things like that, but definitely it all plays a part in the whole big picture of manufacturing. So what we're trying to do is just show you guys what's out there, how it all works, and as you get out into the trade, you're going to find your own paths. Not everybody is going to end up running a machine all the time. You may end up in quality, transition to sales. There's just so many different paths that you can take with our program. So this will give you a little glimpse on what I do on a day-to-day basis, which covers quite a bit of what we do in the complete course. So it's apologize for it. The quality is definitely not the best, but I filmed this on my cell phone, unscripted, so I tend to mumble and repeat myself a lot. So which I do in these videos too. So it's a little difficult putting all this stuff together, but I hope you appreciate it, and again, stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you next week. So this week's lesson on the Haas certification program is going to be Chapter 4, Correctly Load and Unload Parts. So this is still covering a lot of the basic information that you guys know, keeping things clean, tightening things down. They talk about some different styles of jaws on how to clamp things in a vise, so that's kind of neat. Some of the other Haas videos we've watched in class before have shown that, how they machine out the soft jaws to hold irregular parts. So that's what they'll be covering. There's one thing in this video though that I disagree with. They talk about when it's time to unload the part, to blow it off with the air hose, take the part out and measure it on the bench. We've learned that in class that the best time to measure your part was while it's still in the vise, and you can make any changes or corrections that need to be. Once you take it out, then it sometimes can be a pain to relocate that part if you need to remachine a feature on it. So I think what they're talking about is more geared toward production, when you know you've proven your program already, you're running multiple parts, things are coming out right. Sometimes in that case, it is easier to just take the part out, measure it on the bench to verify everything is coming out right. And depending on what the material is, it's easy enough to just make another part if something was wrong. So I just want to confirm too, this is this shows the main page or the menu on the Haas screen. So when you guys are sending me this screenshot, this is what I'm looking for. All right, over here on this right hand side, it tells you that you passed and how many attempts. So I think a couple of people are still confused on what I'm looking for, because after you take the quiz, it tells you, you scored a 100%. I know you need to score a 100% because that's the only way you can move on to the next chapter. What I'm grading on is just that number of attempts. So that's again how we're putting a grade to these. So this is the shot that I'm looking for, and just try to make sure that I can see the chapter number along with the attempts, and that you've passed it. So all right, so that's going to be it for this week. On the Haas video, like I mentioned earlier, there's another video, a little compilation video kind of my day. This was like not this past Friday, but the Friday before, working on an extrusion tip. I've got it all put together with the machining side of it. I've got a few videos on the extrusion side when they bring it over there that I'm still working on putting together, and hopefully can have something on that next week. So it gives you just a kind of a behind the scenes of how things go, from designing it all the way up to making the plastic tube, which is what we get paid for at Hitachi Cable. So all right, everybody, have a good week, stay healthy, and hopefully weather's going to be a little nicer, so get outside and enjoy that a little bit, and we'll talk to you next week.